Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is going to be about part 2 of my designing database series. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, the title of this video is going to be about keys and constraints. First off, keys. So what are keys? Well, keys are basically some particular constraints you can use to join tables together. So for example, you have something called the primary key, and you have something called a foreign key. Now, the primary key is basically used to identify rows in a column. And for good form, we usually select the leftmost column. In this example, called customers from our W3 schools editor, we can see that customer ID, each customer name has a unique customer ID. And this is basically what we assume our primary key to be. And it's good form to always use the ID we want to identify with our primary key. Now, foreign key is basically just the key that joins rows or columns. I believe it's columns from two different tables. So basically, our foreign key could be something like anything other than customer name. It could be customer name, customer name from another table, contact name, address. Basically, anything that just appears in multiple tables, we can use that as a foreign key. You also need to know what table constraints are. Now, table constraints are just another way of saying, of describing both foreign and primary keys. Now to put it in action, we're going to go up to our editor. We're going to type in create table. Like last time, we're going to call it planes. Oops. We're going to give it an ID. We're going to give it an ID. Now we can identify this as our primary key because we said we wanted our ID to be our primary key, our customer ID. So we'll type in primary key. We can also type out something, for example, if we wanted to know the width. Let's mark that as integer. We can also mark ID as integer because we want our ID to be kind of unique. It makes sense to use integer. Length, again, we can also do the same thing. Length. Int. Now, what if we want customer name? Well, customer name could appear on several other tables. In our table, we just created planes. We're going to also ID customer name. So to do that, we'll type out foreign key. So we'll do foreign key customer name. We'll type in references because we want to reference a particular column on another table. Then we just type out the table name, which is, in this case, customers. And then what we want to join together. So it's customer name. The final thing we can do is we can add some more. Well, we just figured out how to add table constraints. One thing you can do is you can add something called a column constraint. And they're basically very simple. They're basically just a couple of things, like check, unique, not null. We're not going to go over check in this video, in this particular video, because it's basically self-explanatory. You just check whether some sort of parameter is true. Like, for example, we could just type in check, I don't know, width is less than 15. Because we don't have any populated data yet, we're not going to use it. We're not going to worry about it too much. Basically, if you want to use unique and null, again, you can also use them, for example, in this row. You can define width as a unique value if you wanted. But it doesn't necessarily have to be unique because, again, it's a plane. The width of a plane can also be the same, even if it's different models or different IDs. Unique will specify this as a unique value. And likewise, not null will specify that. I'm sorry, I forgot my brackets. It's always important to get your brackets. And then semicolon. Alright, integer width is not null. Now, not null just basically tells us this can't be an empty slot. That is not null. There's no 0, there's no empty slot. Oh, I mean, it could be a 0 because it's not exactly the same as null. It can't be an empty slot here. Oh yeah, so that's basically it for keys and tables and SQL. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed this video. Please, oh, I'm sorry, that's not keys. Keys and constraints in SQL. And without, and I hope you guys liked and enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.